struck me as amusing. Maybe it's supposed to be made of steel or something. But I just sat there, holding Shelby's hand. All the beats got softer, and the sounds got further apart until all was quiet. There was no noise, no tremble, just peace. And I realized as a woman how very fortunate I am. I was there when this wonderful creature drifted into my life. I was there as she drifted out. It's been the most precious moment of my life thus far.
Well, well, well. I never thought you'd show up. Of course, that's not quite true.
I had to come.
Oh, sure. But it wouldn't be the first time your busy schedule would cancel out a lovely family dinner.
I had intended to call before this.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. Superintendent. Do you realize you haven't been here to see us since we put Mother in her grave? A couple of lousy phone calls in 7 months.
Where's Anna?
She's sedated. Do you want a Manhattan?
Jealousy, bitterness, anger, grief at the death of a loved mother, resentment of the responsibility of an ill sister thrust upon her, and Catherine cannot cope.
And Miss Reardon drinks a little by Paul Zindel.
You mean to tell me she hasn't been teaching since last Thursday?
Oh, cut the crap, Seal. Sibling, sweets, your penultimate shortcoming has become the fact that you've taken so many graduate education courses you've ended up with euphemism of the brain. Nobody at that board does anything without checking with you first. The overdressed Sheena of the blackboard jungle.
Judas Priest, you forget. Catherine, what's the matter with Anna?
Matter? Who says there's anything the matter?
She hasn't been the same since Mama died, has she?
Now look, Seal, we might as well be honest about this whole thing. The only thing you're disquieted about is how much nuisance Anna is going to cause you. How much trouble. How much mortification. How much money. I mean, let's face it, that's what's got you out of your condominium, isn't it?
Actually, Catherine, the only kind remarks I've heard lately have been about you.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'm not interested.
They say you started to drink a little.
What a preposterous and cruel disestimation. Who would do such a thing about me? Could it be one of our old friends from around here? One of our mutual friends before your nuptials?
It doesn't matter who said it.
What do you mean it doesn't matter? They've got one hell of a nerve.
Actually, it was someone from your own school.
Someone from that bibliophilic loony bin? Who? Mrs. Drisser? That pygmy-ess with a face like Toto? Oh, or Lipschitz, who has the same suit for 6 months and puts around Gorgonzola of the breath. That whole pack of academically defunct, eternally matriculated and overpaid nuts. And what are they saying? Miss Reardon drinks a little?
Look, Catherine, if you've had too much, I will come back in the morning.
No. Well, maybe it was Mama's death that got to her. And maybe it wasn't. I thought she got over that quite nicely considering. Don't you, Seal?
Then she got all right?
No, she got worse. So I sent her to some private senile quack. He put her on tranquilizer so she could get back to school. Back to the beloved classroom. He said everything she was bellyaching was in her head. Anyway, I thought Anna was all right then, or I wouldn't have let her go back to work. So she began once more to face the cheerful, loving children. But they began to stalk her. In class. First, it was the spitball routine way. Then the airplane zoom. The thing last week, they were pinning flowers to her skirt without her knowing it and sky-tipping notes to her back.
She's afraid of death. Maybe the way Mama died.
Oh, for Christ's sake, she's always been like that.
Look, Catherine.
Seal, dear, you didn't get stuck with Mama like I did. father. You know, I don't even remember what Papa looks like anymore. I mean, I know his face from pictures in the albums. Did you suck those up too?
I didn't suck up anything.
What are you doing here now, Seal? What are you doing here in this rotten room?
Catherine, you need love.
Yes, but I don't have any more studs to steal. Does it ever nod that cybernetic soul of yours that I become the old maid that you should have been? Take a good look at me. You stole the only man that ever even liked me. You were still living here. I could smell what you were doing. Your voice daintier than usual, an extra twinkle in your eye. You'd behave yourself when I was in the room, but if I went out, you always had some witty remark ready, some humoresque about your pension or salary. And you got him, didn't you, Seal? Even if he was a schnook. The only reason he married you is because you had more loot, and you deserved each other. Tell me, Seal, in your marriage, in this regeneration of yourself in marriage, in that great distance you traveled from Mama's table, why is it when I look into your eyes, I still see a cripple?
Catherine, go to your room and lie there.
Go to your own room. Oh, Seal, don't you remember all the fun when we were just getting started as teachers? How we'd all come running home at 3 o'clock and Mom would have the water boiling and some kind of pie made. And Mom would be dying to hear what happened in school all day. And we'd be dying to tell her. And we'd sit around this table and almost pass out laughing. Don't you miss telling Mama those stories? Don't you? Look, Seal, it's late. You probably have to get up in the morning and appoint a committee to study the salient factors of something or other.
If that's the way you want it, I've made arrangements.
You don't say. They are floral, aren't they?
She's going to a hospital.
No kidding? Far away? Tudor or Swiss? Mountains and a view of a lake? Oh, and don't tell me the best feature is state supported.
All you have to do is have her packed. You don't have to take a look at these papers, Catherine.
Don't tell me what I have to do. Didn't you ever love us? Mama, any of us?
Our lives are not around this table anymore.
Oh, I must have forgotten. This is all dead now, isn't it? Silent. The voice is gone. Even the whispering's gone. The sounds you must have forgotten. The sounds in the dark of our rooms. The quieting of the wounds by which we could be tracked.
How much longer did you think you could go on keeping her here?
As long as I want, that's how long.
Why? So you wouldn't be alone? After the filth and wisecracks are scraped off, is that what's underneath? How pathetic you are!
School's over. Everybody's dismissed.
Don't you think I need anything?
I thought you always took everything you needed.
Anything I did, you made me do from the years of knowing me. You and her and Mama, the whole pack of you. For what? What was it you hated so much?
I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you when. You see, there was this big hole in the ground, with you on one side of it and me on the other. We were watching them stick a coffin in the ground. As it was going down, I had to shut my eyes because I'll tell you all I could see. Just a casket that you picked out that wouldn't waste a second getting her corpse back to ashes. I remember when that imperfect, grasping woman was dying, how you made certain you didn't have to touch a penny in your bank account.
That's not why you hated me all your life. Anything you did, you could have done differently. Anything. You're not going to blame me for that or anything else in your sick little life. You didn't have to follow me. I didn't bend anybody's arm. You didn't have to feed on me all the time.
You know, Seal, the way you said that, there's a part of you that's just like Mama. I think that's the part I've always despised.
I'll call you in the morning.
Not in the morning, if you don't mind. You see, Miss Reardon drinks a little. and she'll be sleeping off a colossal load. Sometimes when I see my reflection in a window, look at the back of my hand resting in my lap, I see her. Mama, she's inside of me. She frightens me. She makes me afraid. I look out the window, the telephone poles in the street. She makes me see them as dead trees, dead crucifixes. I'm losing my mind, Seal. She's strangling me. Help me. Oh, God, help.
To truly know someone, we need to know what they think. But perhaps we're better off just believing what they say. The Waltz by Dorothy Parker.
Why, thank you so much. I adore to.
I don't want to dance with him. I don't want to dance with anybody. And even if I did, it wouldn't be him. Just think, not a quarter of an hour ago, here I was sitting, feeling so sorry for that poor girl he was dancing with. And now I'm going to be that poor girl. Isn't it a peach of a world? Here I was, minding my own business, not doing a stitch of harm to any living soul. And then he came into my life, all smiles and city manners. Why, he scarcely knows my name. I'm an idiot who his name is. Jukes would be my guess, from the look in his eyes. How do you do, Mr. Jukes? And how is that dear little brother of yours, the one with the two heads? There was nothing for me to do but say that I adore to. There he was, with his bows and Manhattan's ones. And I had to go and tell him that I'd adore to dance with him. But what else could I do? Everyone else at the table had gotten up to dance. It was just him and me. There I was, trapped. But what can you say to a man when he asks you to dance? I most certainly will not dance with you. I'll see you in hell first. Do let's dance together. It's so nice to meet a man who isn't a scaredy cat about catching my very. There was nothing for me to do. Said I adore to. All right, Cannonball. You won the toss. You can lead.
Why, I think it's more of a waltz, really. We might just listen to the music a second. Why, yes, it is a waltz. Mind? Oh, I'm simply thrilled. I'd love to waltz with you.
I'd love to waltz with you. I'd love to have my tonsils taken out. Well, it's too late now. Oh, dear, this is even worse than I thought it was going to be. I guess that's the one dependable law of life. Everything is always worse than you thought it was going to be. I am so glad I brought you to the attention. This is the waltz they're playing. Heaven knows what might have happened if you thought this was something fast. We'd have blown the sides right out of the building. Oh, why can't we just stay in one place long enough to get acquainted? It's this constant rush. Rush is the curse of American life today. That's why we're all so